So I have so many notes here, and I'm like, I just want to just tell y'all so much. But I'm going to pick the one here that is therapy before, during, and after the relationship. So I want to ask you and click it off here. For many of you, well, this video is specifically for my women that are single or divorced over 40 with children that want to attract the love they desire and deserve. And I actually was reading in a book where it was like, just be kind of conscious about deserving, because she was like, you don't really deserve anything. Well, I believe we deserve amazing love, especially if we're single and divorced with kids. That means you either had them out of wedlock or you're divorced. So I'm gonna say you deserve it. Okay. So again, thinking about this though, specifically about therapy, I'll tell you, when I met my Superman, I had invested in therapy years ago. I had like a life coach that I was working with, but I realized very quickly that our relationship was very different. It's significantly different than anything I've ever in my life experienced. Even a year later, it's still like literally like heaven on earth. He wows me pretty much every day. I think I wow him. We're very intentional with our relationship. And it's so good that early on I said, oh, wow, okay, I'm probably going to self-sabotage this because it's just so good. And I did not want to look for things that might be bad or, when is it going to turn around? And I just didn't want to project things onto him from any of my past relationships. So I quickly invested in a therapist and committed for a year. I thought it was a year, but it was basically from March 2021 to December 2021. And committed to meet every other week. And it was $175 an hour out of pocket. So I was really intentional because at the time I didn't realize my insurance had a mental health plan, which I do now, yay. And it's not any out of pocket cost. But I'll tell you, if you don't have a therapist and you're single, invest in a therapist to find. And if you don't want to be single, see, you're watching my videos because you don't want to be single. And if you don't want to be single and run around here and act like, you're happy being single, then invest in a therapist to figure out, okay, what are my traumas? What is my 20-year-old self feeling, my 30-year-old self feeling, my 40-year-old self feeling? If you were to meet a man, what qualities is it that you desire? Do you have self-esteem issues, self-confidence issues, weight issues, sexual past trauma issues, whatever the case may be, issues with your children? You want to unpack that with a therapist. So before. And then during, I actually have a therapist now, and he laughs. He's like, you do not need a therapist. And I told him, no, there are challenges in my life. There's just things that come up that I don't always want to unpack with him. And I've said this in another video. And then after, I'm going to invest in a therapist for the rest of my life. I have a therapist. And then with my insurance, if you all are entrepreneurs, I'll, redirect health. I have a therapist and a life coach. So I unpack what I shared with my therapist and my next steps I'm going to implement in my life with my life coach. It's like, I'm like, this is amazing. This is amazing. So I just want to encourage you, and I'm talking about these circles because it really is amazing to have the love that you desire and deserve, and someone that is a masculine energy man that will provide, protect, and produce. It's very, very different than someone that is looking to you to energize them and pay all the bills, work really hard and complaining about life ain't fair to them, whatever the case may be, versus having a problem solver. Very, very different. And I want you to have a problem solver because it feels very, very different. Okay. So who's going to be the spark to ignite the conversation? Leave me a comment below. And just let me know if you've invested in therapy, and if you are, how it's helping you to transform your life. And again, I'm number one here, y'all. I'm invested, and I will have a therapist for the rest of my life. All right, so leave me a comment below. Spark the conversation. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.